morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today at South Mountain Community College. I'm Rich Nickel, President and CEO of Education Forward Arizona. Education Forward serves as a statewide voice for education improvements that lead then to a better quality of life for all Arizonans. Put another way, we bring people together to plan and then to act. In June, business and higher education groups from around Arizona came together to help us launch the Everything to Gain campaign. Everything to Gain is a statewide effort to build a better understanding of the benefits of education after high school and how urgently our state of Arizona needs to be pursuing and completing some level of post-secondary education. Why is that? Individuals benefit through better workforce opportunities and higher wages. Communities benefit and save from a healthier social fabric, and the state's economy certainly grows as a result of both. When we work together to significantly increase attainment across our state of degrees and workforce certifications, everybody wins. Unfortunately, today, only 47% of Arizonans are attending any level of post-secondary education within 12 months of graduating from high school. This is simply unsustainable, and it means we have a lot of work to do. Earlier this summer, the presidents of Arizona's 3 public universities, our tribal colleges, all of our community college districts, and other post-secondary institutions in the state, including our large private institutions, came together to make the case that college is still a worthwhile investment and that the capacity already exists in our state to provide even more of those degrees and certificates that we need to reach our goals. Today, the business community is stepping up to say that they agree that increasing degrees and certifications in Arizona is essential for our state. But more important, to say that the work of increasing education beyond high school is really not just an education issue. It's also the work of the business community. What you see behind me today is the first version of the Business and Education Compact for Arizona. In short, we are going to need to add 500,000 degrees and certifications over the next 7 years to hit our state's attainment goal. We have a lot of work to do, and we're facing significant headwinds. Let me say this again. Less than half of Arizona's high school graduating seniors are enrolling in any type of post-secondary education after they graduate from high school. Less than half. And that's a big deal, and we cannot continue to let that happen here in our state. There's a lot of work to do, and certainly an urgency to get moving on that work. And I'm delighted today to have exemplary members of our business community, like Chris Camacho of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, and Julianne Alvarado Dubeck from Banner Health, the state's largest overall employer. They're here to talk about increasing education beyond high school and why it's essential to our workforce and our economy. We're equally pleased to be hosting this event at South Mountain Community College, which is bucking the trend of decreased enrollments, in part due to the innovative work that we're going to see here today to prepare their students for the workforce. This includes an emphasis on dual enrollment programs, healthcare careers, and a terrific construction trades program that we're highlighting here today. Mike Gonzalez from McCarthy Building Companies and Law Ferguson, a graduate of this program, will speak to just that. The commitment of these folks to work together and help us get other business and education leaders to turn their ideas into action is essential for the success of our very state. Let me now turn this over to Dr. Richard Daniel, president of South Mountain Community College, who's graciously agreed to host us this morning. Dr. Daniel.
Thank you, Rich. And thanks to Education Forward Arizona for creating this critical discussion today. First of all, I want to welcome all of you to South Mountain Community College. Collaboration between business and higher education is such an important conversation that we need to have in this state. And what's happening today at South Mountain Community College is an important example of how business and higher education collaborates and can work together to increase post-secondary degree attainment and certifications across the state. The state's attainment goal is very important to me. For the prior 5 years, I worked at Education Forward Arizona, and I was very involved in working on the attainment goal, focused on the research and advancing policy and initiatives that increased programming across the state that allowed us to increase post-secondary access and success across the state of Arizona. Now, I'm fortunate to be in the mix here at South Mountain Community College, working directly to attract students to post-secondary education programs, and more importantly, as we work to increase our dual enrollment programs, as well as preparation programs for students in certification, as well as in associate degree development, as well as post-secondary beyond that into the bachelor's degree attainment. I and the team here at South Mountain Community College are extremely pleased to share that we've seen a significant resurgence in our enrollment for the first time since the pandemic. This is truly an amazing opportunity because we've been very intentional about the work we've been doing here on the campus, focused on attracting students to South Mountain Community College and also having students come back to South Mountain Community College. One of the things that's important about that is we've seen a tremendous increase of a head count of about 12%, but also our full-time student enrollment has increased over 16%. Again, an amazing opportunity for us to show that post-secondary attainment is critical to moving students into the workforce and the things that need to happen here. But one of the things that we talk about, and we see this example of our construction trades program here. Behind us, we have the set here that we work daily with our students to talk about how do we prepare them for the workforce, and particularly as we look at this construction trades and construction, electrical, and plumbing. And when we see these things, we also understand that this doesn't happen alone. When we talk about dual enrollment, I think one of the things that we have to give credit to is to Governor Hobbs for expanding the opportunity and investment for dual enrollment across the state. That's a tremendous opportunity for us. And because of that, we're able to engage more students in the process. One of the things that I want to just highlight as we kind of move forward is the fact that when you look at our program that we're going to talk a little bit about today, construction trades, 3 years ago when we started this program, we have more than increased about 200% the enrollment and the graduating class students in this program in a 3-year cycle. We started this cycle during the pandemic in terms of our enrollment process. And it's really heartwarming to see that the opportunity, and you'll hear from one of our students here in a second, the opportunity to grow that program and the need to work with business and industry is so critical for us to be successful at this time. And we have partners like Mike Gonzalez, Vice President of McCarthy Building Companies, who have made significant investments to our campus and this program so that we can be successful. You'll be hearing from Mike in a little bit. You'll also hear from La Ferguson, a graduate of our CTI program, as was mentioned earlier, talk about this is the actual hands-on, taking that skill set now, taking it, moving it forward. But I'd like to now turn to Chris Camacho, President of the Greater Phoenix Education Economic Council, and I'd like to welcome Chris to campus.
Well, good morning, and thank you, Dr. Daniel and Rich, for inviting me to be here. Again, Chris Camacho, I'm the President and CEO of Greater Phoenix Economic Council. Why I'm here and why I think this is a very important day for Arizona is that, certainly we are one of the few markets in the United States that's experiencing rapid economic transformation. Industries like construction, like healthcare, like the semiconductor sector continue to drive high-wage jobs for this regional economy. And for those of you that were here in the 1980s, we were sitting here in farmland. And at the same time, in the 90s and early 2000s, this market was really driven by a couple things: agriculture, tourism, and largely was a real estate-driven economy. So the last 15 years, while I've been at GPEC, we've really worked diligently to drive an economic strategy that was not only supportive of the needs of construction, agriculture, and tourism, but at the same time, advance an economic plan that would drive more manufacturing, more research and development, and other high-wage job growth. So as it stands today, Arizona is ready to take on this next adventure. And I can tell you with what this organization is referencing, 500,000 credentials and really program support to induce the needs of what future industry is asking for. So being in a growth market, but also in a very competitive global environment, we must continue to advance the entirety of the P through 20 system, but encouraging the student base that's graduating from our high schools to advance on to a credentialed position, or a 2-year technical degree, or onward to a 4-year pathway. That will lead to massive economic momentum and economic gains for our state, and at the same time bolster the economic disposition so we move away from a historic boom and bust cycle that this state's experienced. At the same time, I just want to touch on a few items. We're also dealing with this post-era, stemming from the COVID era, current position stemming from the era from COVID. That's really created some drastic complications for our education system. If you look at some of the NAEP scores from that time frame, we need to ensure that we're putting infrastructure in place that supports the growth and dynamism of our economy, but also getting these students on track so we can continue to advance our economic base. 3 quick points I want to make about the future sectors of our economy. Healthcare today is now 300,000 employees. And you're going to hear from my colleague from Banner Health here in a moment, but the projected growth over the next 5 years is 16%. There's going to be an overarching demand for healthcare positions and certainly healthcare qualified individuals. At the same time, the semiconductor sector, we are considered globally the semiconductor central position of the United States. And we want to continue to bolster that position. And then finally, to my friends in the construction sector. The construction sector as well is about 150,000 employees today, and also growing over the next 5 years at roughly 12%. So there is no better time than now for the business and education community to come together, to dream big, to meet that goal of 500,000 new credentials, to ensure that we can, by 2030, meet our Achieve 60 AZ goals that I stood on stage with other leaders almost 10 years ago now, and put that in motion. So I'm excited to be here. I'm very passionate, as you can tell, about our state and the future of our state. Leaders like Rich and others in the education community set forth the ability for the education leadership to come together with business leadership to not only demand excellence, but this is all about students. It's all about our future citizenry and ultimately our future workforce. So I want to thank you for inviting me to say a few comments today. I want to invite Julie Ann to the stage. She's the Executive Vice President and Chief Human Resource Officer for the largest private sector company in Arizona, Banner Health. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, South Mountain Community College, and thanks to all of you for coming today. I'm Julianne Alvarado Dubeck, and I am the daughter of a first-generation college graduate who eventually became a professor at Arizona State. So I have a personal investment in what we're covering today. As the leader of HR at Banner Health with over 50,000 employees, and as a proud board member of the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, I have a personal investment in the education of our people in Arizona. Banner Health actually hosts over 80% of student rotations in the state of Arizona. We do this through great partnerships with the educational institutions who are always working to create programs that will create attainment opportunities. We need to partner with these programs in order to make sure that we can attain our goal of 500,000 degrees and certificates. Arizona health systems have really done a great job of rebuilding staff since the height of the pandemic. But we also recognize that Arizona is growing rapidly. And in order for us to have the healthcare professionals that we need for the future, we must invest in education today. But as noted earlier, for the first time since 2010, less than 47% of our high school graduates are moving on to focus on a post-secondary education. We're here to address that. I know I'd love to see Banner Health's nurses, doctors, and technicians come from our own state so that when any of us need health care, we're actually having it provided by members of our own community. So I ask that you please join us, the business and education communities, as we move forward together to make this a reality. And now I'm happy to introduce Mike Gonzalez with McCarthy Building Companies.
Thank you, Julianne, and thank you, Dr. Daniel, for the chance to join you all today. Especially with the Construction Trades Institute, it seems like it was just yesterday that industry came together along with South Mountain Community College to come up with this idea of what this could mean to the community, and to see it in action and see how the program is growing is truly remarkable. We definitely need more partnerships like this, and I think today actually signifies that start and that visibility that people need to higher education and how we work with industry as a whole. The CTI is helping to identify and train high school workforce for the future, and as Chris mentioned, we need it. CTI is developing a pipeline of the state's future workforce in not only construction, but manufacturing, renewable energy, semiconductor, and other technical industries becoming more prominent in Arizona. Selfishly, CTI is providing a tremendous opportunity to help McCarthy fill our workforce pipeline. And once these workers get into our program, they have the opportunity for long-term and rewarding career opportunities. Individuals learn an individual skill. At the same time, they gain workforce credentials that provide them career opportunities. This helps their families earn a sustainable living, grow business communities like South Mountain, and in turn leads to economic growth for the state of Arizona. As a community builder, McCarthy is committed to supporting workforce development, and once they've graduated, welcoming our next generation of professionals. Within the construction industry, and especially at McCarthy, there is an enormous growth opportunity for women in the trades. Where men used to be synonymous with the industry, we're seeing a dramatic and much needed increase in our female partners in the industry. One of the women at South Mountain who has been through the Construction Trades Institute is with us today. I'm pleased to introduce La Ferguson, who not only went through the training program for construction, she also went through the training programs for electrical and plumbing. La, let me turn this over to you and see if we can hear more about your story.
Good morning. I'm La Ferguson. I graduated from the construction trade program at South Mountain. Actually, I graduated from all three programs. I graduated with my first certificate in construction, the carpentry program. From there, I went on to the electrical program, and then the third, which my final was my plumbing. Actually, I graduated finally. I completed it in August this year. August of 2022. Not only did I complete all three, I completed all three with a 4.0 grade point average. In completing that program, this actually made me go further as far as me wanting to complete the program so I can become a real estate developer, wanting to give back to the South Mountain community. So with that being said, I'm currently actually working with the airline industry, but this is actually making me go further. So having this program, sorry if it has thrown me off, but I'm currently working with the CPL program, which is actually helping me write a business program plan so I can actually start my business with low income subsidized building houses, I'm sorry. And women do deserve to be in the construction trades, and the CTI is giving me that opportunity. Going through these programs has given me not only the skills and the trade, but one day it's given me the opportunity to manage others into the program and given me the confidence to pursue my career. And sorry if I'm nervous, so sorry. CTI has also given me a network of people that I can call on at any time if I'm having any issues as far as the construction industry, me being able to grow in the industry. If any avenues I need to go to, I am able to pick up the phone with any of my instructors to ask any questions. This has also given me the avenue to talk to my niece and my son, and I've actually gotten them also into the same programs as well. So CTI is the best way to go. Thank you.
Wow, so I think we've heard it loud and clear. Number one, that having folks like Law graduate from this program is doing great things, not only for her, but her family, her community, and then for our entire state. We've also heard that it's clearly time for business and the education communities to work together, get out of our silos and come together to think about how we cut into this 500,000 degree and certificate gap, how we get more students than less than half to enroll in post-secondary immediately following their high school graduation, and how we come together to make an actual plan to get us there. In addition, Everything to Gain, the campaign we're here to talk about today, will begin to conduct an Arizona-based public opinion polling on the questions at the heart of this effort. What Arizonans believe to be the value of education after high school, and what Arizonans see on a personal level as the barriers to attainment and to enrolling in some type of education after high school. Look, it's no secret that Arizonans agree education is always a top issue, year after year. But as we've seen in recent years, our politics can get in the way here. Here's something we all agree on. We need to bring more high-skilled jobs to Arizona, and the only way we do that is by cultivating a highly skilled workforce. We have some incredible universities and certainly community colleges here in our state, including the one we're at today, South Mountain Community College. They're ready to teach some incredible business leaders. They're ready to teach, and some incredible business leaders are ready to lead. So let's move beyond the rhetoric. Let's get serious about addressing this issue. And let's get more Arizonans enrolled in the post-secondary options that are going to launch them into their careers, to help them, their families, their communities, and our state. Let's get dual enrollment to be one of the main pipelines to help people get there faster and get done more affordably. Let's have career exploration become a part of our high school experience and even our middle school experience, like they're doing right here at South Mountain Community College. Thank you for being here today, and now let me open it up for any questions that our media partners might have. Okay, thank you.